What's up, YouTube? So this has been a video I've been meaning to make for like a week now. I guess now I've had the Nitro deck for about 2 weeks, or I've had two of the Nitro decks for about 2 weeks. When did I upload the other video? Let me see. So I uploaded the other video on the 29th of March, which was about two weeks ago. Two Saturdays ago. So I've had it for about a cold 2 weeks now, right? You see what Nitro deck my Switch is in, right? It's in the original Nitro deck. I have been playing with the original Nitro deck for a while, and what I actually did, the only change that I made is because I found that I did like the concave, the convex joysticks more, is I switched these sticks with these sticks. So I just pulled those off and put them on here, switched the two. I find this to be way more comfortable to play with than the Nitro Deck Plus. Now, I have gotten used to playing with the Nitro Deck Plus, right? And I don't think that the Nitro Deck Plus is uncomfortable or bad to play with. I think it's just not as good. It's not as good as the original one. I think there was a knee-jerk reaction to how it felt because of the existence of the Steam Deck. I really do. Move this out of the way real quick. Let me put this one in the Nitro Deck Plus, right? So with this one, right, I found that when I want to play with this, it's like I'm usually, it's a little bit of hands off, right? Like my hand does not want to wrap around this and try to do this. You don't want to do this. This is what they want you to do with the system, is hold the system very close, palms touching the edge, right? Which is what it's meant for, right? That's where it feels really comfortable in your hands. But like, if you were to have your hands off a little bit, right, and this hand kind of like just supports, like the fingers support the back of this, now it's not going to be as comfortable as holding the device like with your full palm, right? But like if you're doing this and you do have the Nitro Deck Plus, it's like you can, if your hand is back here and a little bit off of the system, it's way easier to reach the buttons and reach the joystick. Like, it's so much a smoother transition from joystick to buttons than if you were to have your hand on here. What that means is the Nitro Deck Plus is not wide enough. It's not like, if this plastic area here was a little bit wider, right? And maybe the stick was a little bit further out and these could stay where they were, this would be way more comfortable because your palm would be able to reach the side of here, right? And then you would be able to just move your hand down from the joystick to the buttons and just press them. If you support the whole thing with your pinkies, like I'm doing down here, right? It's like you gotta find some like way to sit your hands for it to be comfortable. You have to find the most comfortable way to hold it for you. But I think that if you're looking for a way to hold it better, you're probably better off getting the Nitro Deck original. Because like I feel like I hold the whole system like better. Let's go back to the original Nitro Deck real quick. So when I'm holding the Nitro Deck original, right, I'm holding the system like in the palm, like in my palm over here, right? and my hand is on the buttons. Now I do have to change my grip to how I normally do it with the Nitrodecks Plus to get to the joystick usually, but not as much, because when I'm playing this game specifically, right? And I've really only been playing Monster Hunter, so I'm probably very biased on the feel of the two Nitrodecks, but like I use the ball of my thumb here to hit the joystick. So when I'm doing this, I don't move my whole thumb down here to hit this joystick. I'm literally just doing this, right? And doing this, I'm just changing the camera angle, right? So I'm running around doing stuff, I'm changing the camera angle, and then I go back to hitting, the buttons or whatever. Camera angle, buttons, camera angle, buttons. I don't really ever move my hand off of the side of the system or the side of the Nitrodeck to do this, unless I were to be playing a game. I would assume that I'm playing a game where I have to use the joystick way more to be, much more precise. And even still, I'm most likely will default to using like the more of the front of the ball of my thumb, not like the center or the like bottom of my thumb like this. But like, I think the original Nitrodecks is better, but the thing is, I really like the way this looks. I think I like the black one better, but like even this one, the clear one, is cool, and it has like these purple accents on it, and I like the little snap up feature of the that's the thing right there that pushes the system up. That's not on the other one, right? But I like the feature, right? And I like that this has the ability to be a dock where this one doesn't. I don't know how feasible it would be for them to have two Nitrodecks Pluses where one has the buttons up here and the other one has the buttons down here. Because for somebody, if they want a situation where they want a dock but they want the buttons up here, it's like maybe they can discontinue the original and have Nitrodecks Plus Classic. I don't know, but like if you had two versions of it. But to be honest, if you're going to make a new version of the Nitrodecks Plus, I think that you should widen the Nitrodecks Plus. Now it's gonna make it so it doesn't fit in all your current Nitrodecks cases, and you're gonna have to buy a brand new Nitrodecks case. But I think that widening the Nitrodecks out here and moving the joysticks out a bit would make it so that it's way more comfortable to play. And then when you want to move your hand down to the buttons, your thumb can naturally reach the buttons. Because I've seen a bunch of other like controller replacement things, or like controls that are set up on like portable games where the sticks are out and then the buttons and D-pad are diagonal away from the sticks, because your fingers want to move diagonally like this anyway. So when you move your finger down, you automatically just hit those buttons in the D-pad rather than having to move your fingers straight down and like bending your thumbs, and it doesn't feel good to do that. And when people had that knee-jerk reaction to the Nitrodecks Plus or the Nitrodecks original to go reach the joystick, it's like I'm not going to do this. Right? That feels unnatural. But normally on game systems, or I guess game systems or controllers, I feel like your thumb most of the time will move in a situation where it doesn't feel like you're about to snap your thumbs off to try to reach the buttons below wherever your hands are sitting, right? So in a real situation when you're playing a game, you're going to move your hands into a position that makes it easier for your thumbs to hit those buttons and make it more comfortable for you to hit those things. So I feel like your hands are going to be a little bit off this system a little bit, and your fingers can still be on the back pedals back here while your hands are a little bit off. Like I have two fingers sitting on the top and the bottom back pedal. I don't know if we could we could see that. But the top and the bottom back pedal, my fingers are like right there, right? I think they just kind of jumped the gun, really. I probably said this before in the last video I put out, but I think they just jumped the gun on moving the buttons down because the Steam Deck exists, and that's what they were. I feel like that's what they were kind of going for, is to make your Switch feel more like a Steam Deck, which is great. Man, if I knew how to make a product, I'd do it myself, but I don't, and I probably don't have the money to do so. If anybody wants to, get together with me, and we can brainstorm, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we can make a one for the Switch 2 or something like that, and make it really feel like a solid product. I'd be down to do that. But for real, like, I think these are fine. And the reason why I have not returned the other one, I like it. I like it, and I feel like I would take this one with me, right? I would take this one with me on a trip, because I don't have to carry the dock. I could just play on this. Is it going to be a little less comfortable playing? Maybe it might be a little less comfortable to play on this one than it is on here. But to take this one with me on a trip and be able to have dock mode and be able to go, okay, I'm gonna just plug in on the back and just sit it up and play it on the TV and have access to another USB port to plug in more controllers, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is valuable. Which is why I don't want to return it, and I will probably use it when I take it with me to Vegas this year, because I most likely will be taking with me, because I'll be playing this. Either I'll take my Switch with me, or I'll take my Retroid Pocket 4 here. Now look, if we look at this one, right? So the Retroid Pocket 4 is a lot smaller, but it's pretty much kind of the same thing going on here, except the joystick is down here. So when I'm holding this, I'm supporting it with my pinkies, right? I'm supporting it with my pinkies. I'm playing Monster Hunter on here too. I think the battery died, but I'm playing Monster Hunter on here too. And this is how I hold this. And the same thing, I use the ball of my thumb to move this joystick over here, and I'm pressing these buttons or whatever. But this is how I hold this. And with the joystick being down here, it's still not in a spot where it feels bad, to use it, right? This feels just fine. The only thing maybe is like this pinky is the pinky's a little bit uncomfortable, a little bit, but like maybe like if I'm sitting back, I'm probably supporting with this, not necessarily my pinky. So like sitting at the desk, I do this, but sitting back, I think I'm more hold it like this. But like it's also lighter than the Switch, right? Like, so it's not going to weigh down on your fingers as much as the Switch and the Nitrodecks will. But I don't know. I feel like this one is just better. Maybe it's just better for the type of game that I'm playing. That's probably what it is. Like I said earlier, I'm like probably gonna be biased because I'm playing Monster Hunter, because I'm mostly using the buttons, and otherwise it feels really good to play on this. And I almost bought another original because I kind of like, I thought I would like the orange more than I actually do. I mean, I like it, but I thought I would like it more. I thought I would like it more, but I don't like it as much as I thought I would. But I also don't like any of the other colors as much as the clear orange in the original Nitrodecks. If there was an atomic purple, well, there is actually an atomic purple one, but that one is limited edition, and on eBay it's going for like $160 for whatever reason, because it's atomic purple, and it's the best color. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna stick with this one. The only other one I was looking at was the original black, but I would love the original black to have like some type of little color accent, like purple joysticks, Like I might have to get that one and then replace the joysticks with these purple ones. I might I might do. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. I don't know if it's really worth it. But like, if I do, I would definitely replace. I would try to replace those. But like, I don't want to take it apart and like break it. But I feel like I will be able to take it apart, get the joysticks out, and just put it back together and be good. It shouldn't be too difficult. But if I do that in the future, sure, I'll make a little video about it. But it'll be a one of a kind, and I would never sell it anyway, so it doesn't make a difference for the whole like collectors thing that they got going on, where you got the NFC chip in the back, which is like kind of, I feel like it's kind of like useless. It's like they do sell a lot of different products, and they got the whole collectors thing going on. It looks cool, like the app looks cool. But the first time I tried to use the app to change the settings on this one, which is also something that this doesn't have. I don't think you can change the settings on this one with Bluetooth, with the app. Only this one can. It didn't even work. Like it won't connect, or I couldn't update the app, or something weird is going on with it. So, but at the end of the day, I didn't even know that was a thing until I got it. So it's not like I bought it and wanted that feature. So I really don't care. Some other people might care about that, but you don't need to use the app to change the settings for the buttons. You can use this to change the settings for the buttons. And if anybody is curious as to how to do that, or to correctly do that, then I guess I could put out a little short video about how to do that. But I'm sure you can probably just read the instructions. But you just press the button on the back, and you press the button on the back and hold it, and then and then this will change color, and then I think you just hit the buttons that you want to do, and then you press that. I don't remember if that's exactly what it is, but I haven't changed it in a while. But yeah, man, that was just my thoughts, my thoughts on the two Nitrodecks. So if you were wary about the original Nitrodec, if you're playing a game where you're mostly using the buttons, get the original Nitrodec. The original Nitrodec is also way cheaper. Not way cheaper. It's like maybe $15 or $20 cheaper on average on Amazon than the Nitrodec Plus. But if you're looking for the dock feature, you'll probably want to get the Nitrodec Plus. But if you don't like the buttons at the bottom and you want the dock feature, it's like kind of a, it's a hard sell. It's like there's not going to be one for you, because if you want the dock feature but you want the buttons at the top, they don't have that product. That's the only issue I find with the way they kind of split the difference here, is they're like, we listen to the community and we've added these things to the Nitrodec Plus, but we've also changed the button situation. And for the people who liked the button situation, upgrading to the Nitrodec Plus might be not something that's feasible for them, because they want the buttons at the top, but they also want the dock feature. So, it is what it is. Both of them are good. Both of them are not as uncomfortable as people say. They are it takes a little time to get used to using the Nitrodec Plus because of how the buttons are set up. But once you get a feel for it and you play for a little while, you'll feel much better using the Nitrodec Plus than in like the initial knee-jerk reaction of, oh my god, this is so uncomfortable because I don't want to bend my thumb down like this to get to the buttons. It's like you don't have to do that. Most of the time people press buttons like like this. They kind of like move their hand. You can use the ball of your thumb to hit the buttons and stuff like that. You're pressing buttons, you're doing stuff like this. People don't all the time go, I need to use the tip of my finger to hit those buttons right there. So if you do this all the time with your buttons, this is probably not the one that you want to get. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. I don't know what else I could say about it, but personally, I find the classic one to be better, and I only bought the Nitrodecks Plus first because so many reviews said that it was an issue. Like I saw one person's review say that the original Nitrodecks had a problem with how the joystick was placed, and I was like, I don't know. That sounds like a personal thing, right? That sounds like a personal opinion. And then I started, going to some of the bigger YouTubers and all the people that I know probably that deal with a lot of portable handheld stuff. I started watching their reviews, and everybody was pretty much saying the same thing, that it was very uncomfortable, and that the Nitrodecks Plus changed the button layout, and now it's much better. And I was like, or they changed it. It was the joystick placement that was wrong, and they changed the joystick, and now they were like, oh, the joystick feels so much better up here. And they're like, but now the buttons, and I was just like, you got to move your hand a little, like I know that it's meant for you to hold it, but like not every controller is perfect for everyone's hands. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of gotta, like, people that have Xbox controllers, sometimes, people who have big hands, they might like Xbox controllers better than like some of the PlayStation controllers, but that doesn't make the PlayStation controllers bad. It doesn't make the button placements and joystick placements bad. Could they be better? Yes, they could be better. The whole product just needs to be wider and push the joysticks out, and I think that would accommodate pretty much everyone. But it's going to be people who are like, oh no, I like it because I could fit it in my case. Now I got to buy a new case. I don't have money to buy a new case and a new, whatever. You're never going to please everyone. But I think that the Nitrodecks Plus changes probably stopped some people that had the original Nitrodecks from getting the newer one that has the more features in it, because they may like the button placement and they didn't want the button placement change, and the new change, the button placement and the joystick placement, might not be as good for a lot of different games. So yeah, that's just about it for what I had to say. I just wanted to talk about it because I know that this has been a big thing that was talked about with this product, and it's right there, it's right there. I hope the Switch, because I know they've got to make one for Switch 2, right? And I'm surprised that they didn't announce one for Switch 2, or they don't have one on their, they don't have one ready. Maybe they do have one ready to go, but they just haven't announced it yet. Let me not say that. But if they do one for the Switch 2, I hope that they made some changes to the width of the Nitrodecks, and move the joysticks out. Like, I hope that they made improvements to the ergonomics of this product, because it's so good. It's so good, but it's like right, it's right there. Like, it's just that little extra amount of ergonomics that it needs, and I think it would be probably the absolute best uncontested what did it call it, grip cons that is out there, right? And hopefully they don't sell it for like $100 and $200 or something crazy, right? Like, I hope they don't go up to like $100 just because it's the Switch 2 one. I think this one was 60 or 70, which is fine, because it's a dock. It has the dock features. It costs more because it has more in it than this has in it. But hopefully the Switch 2 one feels better. Just widen it just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. This one's better.